since I was saying, introduction about me has been given. So more than the introduction, it's a subject on which we are assembled here, and I'm sure you had a good session in the morning. I couldn't attend that one, but I'm sure I'll get the brief on that from Shweta. Thank you, Shweta, for inviting, and thank you for the organizers for inviting me again, and happy to be part of the discussion. It comes out of passion, because being a woman, talking about women in tech leadership, natural. But I'll like to talk more about it. So when we say women in tech, what is the thing comes in my mind? I'll make it English so that all of you can be very comfortable. If you want third language, sorry, I can be only with Punjabi or French, but nothing beyond that. So let's keep it Hindi and English as of now. So first slide, please. So we're talking about closing the gap and unlocking growth. Why do I say so? And why it is important? Just for writing on the papers, putting in black and white? Absolutely not. Love, can I have the next slide? Thank you, Love. Love is from my team and he has joined us. And I said whether it's a women panel doesn't mean men needs to realize it. And I'm sure next time I'm going to ask the organizers, and for sure we will be doing it, a panel where I'll ask a woman to moderate it. So that's something I'm looking forward to it. So when we talk about it, the strength of women, this is the numbers we are looking at globally. 50%, almost 49.67 something, is the population which is of women. So when we talk about women and we talk about inclusion, what comes in our mind? Normal cliche things like CSR, inclusion, सबको बीच में ले आते हैं. Is that the thought process we are sitting here in the hall? Then I think we are still talking about 5 years down the behind. Right now, it is not about it should be there. It has to be there. You can't miss out this number which we are talking about. And this is not something which is coming out fakely. It is the current population level which is 50% for the women. So we have to have women as part of the whole leadership thing. We talk about it, whether tech or any other sector. Next slide, please. I'll pause here, leave a slide to read for everyone. You'll get an idea what I'm coming in for. So when we say women, why will you not women? Men तो काम कर ही रहे हैं, तो फिर क्यों चाहिए? सिर्फ inclusion हम भी हैं, कोई मोर्चा नहीं चाहिए, पर क्यों चाहिए? कुछ तो फायदा होता होगा, तभी तो चाहते हैं कि women should be part of it. So what we say is, diverse teams are 19% more likely to generate innovation revenue. We all agree? You can't have only homogeneous team, be it only of men, leading it to growth or development. You cannot, because the bias is supposed to happen. The products will not scale up. It will not be well run in the market. And this too, I'm sure second, most of the women will definitely agree. I'm sure men will too. That women influence nearly 70 to 80% of consumer purchasing decisions globally, which is very true. When we form that numbers and we are given a credit for that numbers, we need the other side also. When you're forming the policy, when you're creating a product, make it possible for us, so at least 50% that we should be part with you. So that is the thing. We are just not the buyers. We can create. We are the architects. And we know what we want. So we would be happy to give that views as part of the discussion rather than later on talking about it. I'll come on the last point in the next slide. But you have a fair good idea. I'll come on this slide where we push it on. We know 50% population. When we talk about tech sector, because that's a subject which was given to me, and since I lead into the tech vertical for the chamber, so we talk about 30 to 35% women. How many do you see women leaders out here, or in your own professional relationships? How many women leaders? कितने women leaders से आप लोग इंटरेक्ट करते हो? 35% है. जितने भी लोगों से अगर आप 100 लोगों से बात करते हो तो 35% women leaders हैं? No. Same is my case. So when I joined in FICCI, and that's been now, it's been more than 2 decades of experience for me. So when I joined there, I don't recall even interacting with, and I was at a good position, so interacting with women leaders that time, hardly maybe one. And I deal into multiple verticals. Whether abhi to, if you talk about in current scenario, I deal with all emerging tech areas, but then traditionally IT, ITS, telecom, mobile, all those areas. Hardly a woman, a leader. And I was like, wow, I could deal with women, but at the level where it was at the entry level or maybe little bit above entry level. But when you talk about leaders, hardly. Come back to today's time, when I talk about today. We recently were part with the government on the AI Impact Summit, which I'm sure most of you would have heard if the AI is of your interest. So we had one of the panels, again talking about women in tech, and we had people from, women leaders from across the world, whether it's Intel, whether it's from India, whether we talk about CPP Plus and others. What they were saying is, this was earlier a thought in people's mind, today is in action. Things are moving forward. Whether we have reached what value, well, that I'll come in later, but it's still that things are moving forward. In my old role, when I was moderating the session, there were a few things which came out of the discussions. So the women who were leading, and she was a promoter's family only, she mentioned that we take women as part, not she being a woman, that's why, but she said that we take women as a consumer, not a separate entity. So we have to take the holistic view. You can't say this is men, this is women, okay, we have this much representation. No. You need to have a holistic view, and there, of course, when you need a holistic view, a right product to come in, you need to have women as part of the discussion. You need to have women as part of the target groups or whatever you are doing it. There were people who were, I'm not going to name, it's a very big company, from tech, I would say, conglomerate and big company. So the person was talking about, we talk about women equality. So how do you relate to equality and equity? Anybody in the room? हम सब बराबर हैं, सब एक साथ हैं. Beyond that, yeah, Shweta. Yeah, true. Bingo. So that's something which we wanted to say, and I want everybody to realize that. When we talk about equality, it's not that while you have the opportunity being available, but the disability is not, the ability or the disability is not same for the men and women. So you really have to look into the disability. Please don't take it in the negative sense. I'm talking about the responsibilities or things which a woman has to, or maybe have been asked to do it, take care of it. You have to make sure that that thing is being taken care of. The disability of the woman in particular respect is being taken care of, and then you give her equal opportunity. Then you say, okay, same platform, let's talk. It's not about, let's talk with two different platforms and we say we are giving you an opportunity of talking. No, that's not something we talk about. And that's not, I'm sure, any of the women sitting in the room is admiring for. They're looking for something, we are equal. I mean, we are not saying physical strength-wise equal, but at least we have cognitive sense with you. So we stand equal. Please look into the disabilities which has been provided to us, and please make sure that's well taken care of. Because that's not something, everybody is like, okay, disability doesn't come in. For example, if a woman is taking care of a family, it's a family, which includes men also. So please realize that. Please look into that support. And I'll hate to use the word support. Please look into that circumstances and be into, I would say, walk hand in hand and give that right equal opportunity. Make it equality and then come into equity. So equity is more important. We just don't want only equality. So here when we talk about it, so I'm sorry, I was going with my own example also. So now when I deal with it, my own AI committee chair is MD Google Women. I have a person, we did a session on, I would say, responsible AI across the society. The leader whom I was dealing with was MD Adobe Women. So what I'm trying to say is, back 2 decades back, 0%, I would say, at the leader level. I will say, of course, at the entry level, middle level, but not at the I mean, at least the one we could deal with. I'm not saying there was 0% existing. We had names from the past who are role models, but very few. Today, at least present. Things have moved on. And they are the ones who are running it. It's not only I'm dealing it, they're the ones who are running those organizations. So that's the status currently we are talking about it. Firms with 50%, more than 50% women leaders, that's the start. My team could find it out. It was almost around 20%, which we are talking about globally. And please look into that figure. Board representation, 1%. I'll come on that details again later. Next slide. Swetanji, please spend some time. Everybody, I'm sure most of you know what is STEM all about, so it's not new. 43%, 27%, इधर ही 16% है और बोर्ड लेवल 1%. तो 43% 1% में कैसे हो गया? कहाँ चले गए? पढ़ाई तो की थी, सबने डॉक्टर, इंजीनियर और what you call the technical sciences, we have taken it up. What happened? Where is that loss? Why is that loss happening? So there is some things which needs to be changed. That needs to be changed, but not only the mindset of speaking, okay, we are women leaders. It needs to be changed at the level where not only women promote women, men also promote women. And I'll come on that part, what are the things which we are missing currently at that middle level. So what happens normally, anyone would like to share any experience where they would have felt that they are not being given the same opportunity, or they were more, I would say, eligible for a particular opportunity available in their own organization. Any experience anybody wants to share? Yes, please. Okay. Yes, Vandana ji, please.
I'm a gynecologist by profession, and what you said is absolutely true. Now, hearing you, I understood and I realized that even in the multi-speciality, we hardly have any female doctors at the board. So as a gynecologist, when we are struggling for the OTs and everything, we realize that men take a precedence, not because they're men, but I think somewhere down the line, they feel that, inka to ho jayega, gynae wale hai. So yes, there is a dearth of female leaders at the board level and in the leadership qualities. I agree with that.
Thank you. Okay, quickly. Otherwise, they'll say I've got into the Q&A, which I wanted to make it an interactive. And Shweta would be looking at me. There's a panel discussion after that. Yeah, please go ahead.
So my experience has been a little different, and I must be fair to it because I come from the hospitality industry, essentially with nightlife. And nightlife is dominated by the male gender. Very few females in leadership. Now you see more of them, but when I took over in 2007, I was heading the fashion TV, nightlife industry, hospitality. But I got a lot of support from my management, from the gentlemen on top of the hierarchy. So I think there is a change. Perhaps we all have individual experiences, but throughout my tenure, I was given a lot of support, a lot of help to first, adapt myself to that industry, and then be given the reins to head it from the top. So yes, so there is a change as well, but I think by and large, a lot more needs to be done. Thank you.
May I know your name, ma'am?
My name is Dipali Nirula.
Okay. Thank you, Dipali ji. Good to hear, and I agree with you. There is a change, but the case, I would say the case studies like you are very rare. Not many. That is the problem, and we would want that thing to include more. I would actually be happy when we leave this room after the whole event is over. We can have many more case studies like you.
Yes,
because when you see your cousins or maybe your friends and all, you will not be able to speak similarly. And I'm sure most of us not, because like rightly you said, the nightlife. You talked about the support coming from the top. You must have also realized it. I'm sure you got this opportunity, which is very good, and we really hope that could become like a norm for everyone in terms of people getting that opportunity. But normally what happens is there are a couple of expectations between a man and a woman as an employee, which is supposed to be done. So I'll come on that, but you want to say something?
No, I just wanted to say that, which is why I just, since we are beginning to see the change, we must also appreciate it. It may be in small doses, but it is beginning to happen, and we must talk about it because it only becomes encouraging for the others to play the similar role in being able to push the females in different industries and domains and give them far more recognition and responsibility.
Absolutely.
And we can do it because I have done it I've had a lot of women folk under me, and we've all done it in a male industry where you are dealing with all kinds of men who belong to really the top strata of the society with a lot of money and strength and position, and they all think that they are God's gift to mankind. But yeah, we were women there making them realize that you can't mess with us, and you follow what we want you to follow when you come to our venues, and you want to be inclusive with us. So yeah,
absolutely, I agree. And I don't want to have my presentation ending on a negative note. I want to people think, get into the mind that it's not a talk. It's not something, a subject that women tech leaders, it's something which requires a change. And that's why when I mentioned with my own experience, back 2 decades back versus today, there are leaders who are there. I'm sure when the leaders have become him, there's a process through which they have reached in. And I'm happy that you're able to do that. And I can see the kind of aggressiveness coming in last 2 lines. That was the reason I'm talking about this presentation. Otherwise, this aggressiveness would have been a normal sentence for you. The aggressiveness reason is because you could make it, that's an exception, but that should be there across. That's something we require. That aggressiveness should become a normalcy for us. We are not asking anything separate. We are not asking any favors. We are saying it's all normal. Just take it normal. Don't make it like a separate discussion point on this point, but consider it from the start. So in any ways, coming back to my presentation, so the gap which comes in, and we were talking about it, and Dipali did mention, she mentioned about the hospitality industry. We all agree, and we know that what kind of work profiles it requires. So it is good that they've been able to get a good support from the top management normally. But what happens is, while, for example, X and Y, one is men, one is women, both are working hard. A program manager, I'm talking about the middle level. I'm not talking about 43%. पढ़ाई हो गई, सबको पढ़ा दिया गया, बहुत सारे अभियान चल रहे हैं, गवर्नमेंट के भी चल रहे हैं, लड़कियों को पढ़ाओ, वो सब हो रहा है. उसके बाद आगे कैसे जाना है? So I'll just wrap it up in 5 minutes, Shweta, and then I'll come on the panel discussion part. So 43% से अगर आप 1% पे पहुँचे हो तो बीच में तो कुछ गड़बड़ है. 2 एम्प्लॉइज हैं, सेम है, काम कर रहे हैं, क्या प्रॉब्लम है? प्रोग्राम मैनेजर है, दोनों काम कर रहे हैं, ऑलवेज. Expectation is program manager should be available always on the call 24/7. May not be possible for the other gender, not because the person is not competitive or doesn't have the qualification, but it is not possible. You need to understand that. So when the appraisal process, the promotion process comes in, how are you evaluated? On equality or equity? You are not. It is about the presence person was there 365 days, you were there say 200 days, but you are not seeing the impact. So it is about the presence than the impact. And I feel the impact is more important. That should be always a criteria when you talk about evaluation. Second is mentorship, ज्ञान बांटना. मैं भी अभी वही कर रही हूँ. Mentorship. जब आप बोलते हो कि ये होना चाहिए, what is more important is sponsorship. Please understand. You need to and when I say sponsorship, it is not about I'm talking about real sponsorship. It can be even advocacy, the right advocacy. That's what I strongly believe in. Advocacy means when you see an opportunity and you know candidates which are there, please promote women when they have the quality. Don't get them into that. ये तो हो जाएगा, जो वंदना जी बोला हो जाएगा, men and women इनका तो हो जाएगा. क्यों नहीं? Multidisciplinary में क्यों नहीं बोर्ड पे women आ सकते? What's the problem? When have they not have the similar qualification? They have the similar qualification. What is the problem then? So these things needs to be written कि that आपको अपने वो biasness हटाने पड़ेंगे on the areas where you feel there. Otherwise what happens is they lose on the opportunity, they lose on the courage, they lose on the encouragement, they drop out. And then you have hardly 5% leading to MDCO level, 1% to the board level. And that too now because government has come up with that rule. So that is the reason. So that's why we really need to get into the intricacies of this. Next slide. Love, we will wrap up in 3 minutes. I've already talked about it. So we know mentor, sponsor and pipeline. So this is something which I was talking about is pipeline disruption leaking. That happens. तभी 43 से 1 हो जाता है. Next slide. Just a data. Of course, healthcare, education, doctor or teachers, men, women, आसानी से. When you talk about manufacturing, you talk about, I've just taken 4 sectors. Next time I'll take tourism and hospitality and ICT. So of course, we see the numbers are still yet to be taken forward. I'm sure I'm not spending much time on that, but it's something which you can ponder upon it. But what is important is, if India expands semiconductor, AI, cyber security capacity without early gender integration, structural imbalances will compound for the next 2 decades. That is something which we all need to be mindful. Next slide. Next slide. Numbers, please read yourself. I'll not be repetitive on this part. 12 trillion globally. 700 billion USD India-wise, if women are not part of it. Numbers are 50%, so you can understand that's the number we are talking about it. Next slide. This is something which the government has already been doing it. I'm sure many of you know about it, whether it's about India AI mission. So you know there's a budget, overall mission is for 10,000 crores, but when you talk about there's a budget allocation for embedding the gender benchmarks and skills, then Atal Innovation Mission is there, where of course strengthening school level STEM exposure of girls. So accordingly, whether you talk about National Education Policy 2020, which has come in, it is talking about multidisciplinary technology, integrated STEM mobility. Same is with Startup India. Stand Up India and Mudra, this is important. This is expanding collateral-free credit for women enterprises. So there are multiple, whether there are marketplaces be given from the government, the Niti Aayog has web. So there are multiple things which is going on. So there are activities which are happening, what Dipali was also saying. One is that the government is also pushing it, but the society has to also look into it. And society doesn't mean just a qualification, just getting them into onboarding of getting the technical education, making them move forward, making them grow forward, and making them reach levels above. Next slide. This is what the industry must do. Design mid-career retention architecture. This is the most important thing, so that your pipeline leakage is stopped or reduced. This is most example. Invest in AI and cyber security skilling. That I'll talk it at length later also, maybe in the panel if there is a chance to speak about it. Institutionalized sponsorship, not only mentorship. Dipali, maybe next time, one sponsor from your side. A woman sponsor, of course. Set transparent leadership diversity targets, and of course, ESG disclosure with gender metrics. So this is like something, a key things which you could pull in. There are multiple things which we need to see, and I'm sure many of you would have an experience to add from your own and suggestions to give, which we all are here to learn from each other. So that is something we just wanted to point it out. India stands as a demographic and digital inflection point. If it aligns with missions and the government things and incentivize women-led tech entrepreneurship, encourage STEM to deep tech transitions. I mean, of course, STEM is there, but we are talking about deep tech because it was, my subject was more on the emerging tech areas. That's why I'm written to that. Then we can have a digital economy expansion can be inclusive and economically stronger. This is very important. Women in tech is not a CSR initiative at all. It is a growth strategy for Viksit Bharat and for global competitiveness. This is very much important. I think that's the last slide, right?